Goku started the dispute between Broly and Beerus. Beerus asked Goku why this Saiyan was on his planet. Goku then explained that there was a rampaging monster. So Beerus wondered how someone like Broly could be frightened of something, but Goku clarified that it was somewhat alarming that Beerus didn't know, or rather didn't recognize anymore. But who is this person? Beerus asked. Goku replied that it was Frieza. Frieza? That's ridiculous. Beerus responded, but it wasn't the Frieza that Beerus understood. The Frieza he could give orders at will and who simply wouldn't act out. Currently, it was a Frieza who had gone through intense training for 10 years in the hyperbolic time chamber, now attaining a transformation that exceeded even his golden form, which was already extremely formidable, but diminishes in regard to his new form now known as Black Frieza. A form solely created to take the place of Beerus as the god of destruction, placing the Universe Emperor so far above Goku and Vegeta that he even refused to kill them, treating them like trash. Well, that's a good reason Goku wants to protect Broly from Frieza. Although possessing great secret strength, Broly lacks the ability to use his ki, making him an easy target for Frieza. However, Frieza does not seek retribution against Broly, much alone murder him. Instead, Frieza treats Broly like a very valuable, uncut diamond. As training in the hyperbolic time chamber is far more effective when done with a partner, Frieza's main goal is to make him his excellent training partner. Because he allowed Frieza to survive the tournament to power, the evil Emperor could demonstrate to the world that his race is the most powerful across all universes, and that not even a god of destruction could equal the power that Goku and Vegeta had been training for. However, Goku wanted to deal with Frieza directly, because what Frieza was doing at the time was unacceptable. This is why Goku wanted to train Broly to be able to defend himself and use all of his strength in the Dragon Ball movie. Goku said that Broly is more powerful than Beerus in terms of raw strength, but naturally, Beerus won't like it. This is where the dispute lies. Between Broly and Beerus, who is the most powerful? For plenty, this is extremely obvious. Of course, Beerus is the most powerful. It doesn't make logical sense for someone like Broly to just turn up and become the most powerful of all out of nowhere. Broly is just at the beginning of his excursion. He doesn't even know how to use his ki. Yet. Then Vegeta tells Goku that he's training in the style of Jiren, and Goku says that's not even training. Nevertheless, Vegeta continues meditating to refine his ki control. He explains that Jiren wasn't much more powerful than them, but he could modify his ki much more efficiently despite not being as strong. He attained those results, and now Broly is also learning to regulate his ki given his natural ability. If he masters his ki control, no one will be able to stop him, but by boosting his power, can he far exceed the god of destruction Beerus in a battle? And that's where we witnessed the showdown between Broly and Beerus in the trailer for Dragon Ball Super Superhero. A scene was shown that was cut from the film painting at a battle between Broly and Beerus. In the end, they only showed Goku and Vegeta's battle, but don't be deceived. The battle between Broly and Beerus is a feast for the god of destruction, and undoubtedly to keep him on the planet, Beerus is keen of Broly. Do you remember the launching of Dragon Ball Super? All Beerus wanted was a great fight? He had to face a rival with immense power. After all, the ones who used to give some trouble were Frieza, Cell and Majin Buu, individuals who literally didn't matter to Beerus, but a Super Saiyan. God could indeed pose a challenge, however. It wasn't an exhilarating fight, and Beerus is still waiting for his rematch, never again facing Goku seriously, but Broly is just what he's looking for. Someone with an entirely ungained combat spirit, capable of pushing the god of destruction to utilize a larger volume of his power furthermore, or Broly has the potential to reach god of destruction level power. The official Dragon Ball information source, Shonen Jump magazine, revealed additional information about Broly, who had only made one appearance in Dragon Ball Super Broly, but had since made a reappearance in the film Dragon Ball Superhero. At the moment, he is training on Beerus' planet, but he is doing so with Goku rather than Whis or Beerus. The magazine speculates that Beerus will be his future master after Goku, but it is likely going to be Beerus because it discusses Broly's Hakaioshin. The magazine describes Broly's fighting style in detail, which is much more akin to alter ego than ultra instinct. To imagine Broly totally inhibiting his emotions would be unnatural, as what makes Broly so strong is his emotional system and the presence of his S cells, which further increase his potential. The comparison of Broly's unrestrained potential with Ultra Ego makes perfect sense, as to transform into his Ultra Ego form, the person using it must concentrate solely on destruction. And that's exactly what Broly does. In fact, the extent to which Broly does this is so great that he even loses consciousness, so that he becomes a spirit of fury capable of annihilating everything, according to Goku and Dragon Ball Super. In Broly, the fact that Broly's power may even be greater than that of Beerus does not imply that he could defeat Beerus in combat, but rather that Broly is an amazing example of raw power. It is also important to note that while Pan and most other Dragon Ball characters have experienced extensive training, Broly's potential has not yet been fully realized. And now that he will start to control his own ki, things will become much simpler and easier. In addition to being a beloved character on Beerus's world and piquing Beerus's curiosity, Goku's training is currently the first effective training he has ever received. After all, such a remark is definitely unusual in the film. In spite of the fact that he technically transforms into Uzaru, the enormous ape that Saiyans turn into when they look at the full moon, Paragus, Broly's father, explains that his son's power is based on a special ability. However, he manages to maintain his human form. This occurs because over the years, Paragus has repeatedly grabbed Broly's tail in an effort to contain him when he loses control. Fans of the non-canonical anime Dragon Ball GT may recall Super Saiyan 4's transformation. In order to reach this level of power, Saiyans had to change into Uzaru and fight to regain consciousness, which allowed them to return to their Saiyan form, albeit one that was covered in fur and less aggressive. In other words, Broly gains power through a similar process to Super Saiyan 4, even though he is unable to regain consciousness. It resembles both Beerus's chaotic fighting style, which is pretty similar when he's worked up, and Vegeta's chaotic fighting style, where he goes all out without thinking about the repercussions during his Ultra Ego. This was shown during the Xeno exhibition competition in the manga. Due to the fact that the Super Saiyan 4 form is distinguished by a more aggressive approach than the canonical forms later adopted by Goku and Vegeta, Broly's excessive harshness in battle is also a sign that he is almost there. Among the few aspects of Dragon Ball GT that fans have accepted, Super Saiyan 4 is preferred by many over Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan God, who were first revealed in Dragon Ball Super. If you agree that its inclusion in the franchise's canon will please most of Akira Toriyama's fans, please feel free to comment below. Additionally, it's worth noting that in the non-canonical anime Dragon Ball Heroes, which is based on the game, two versions of Goku from different realities face off, one as Super Saiyan Blue and the other as Super Saiyan 4. Even though the fight concluded without a champion, subsequent events in the story indicate that Super Saiyan 4 might be more powerful regardless. If GT Super Saiyan 4 isn't as strong as the one in Super, they could merely alter this, generating a new transformation with the style of the fourth form and much greater power. And even if it remains less powerful, Broly in Super Saiyan 1 already matched Goku and Vegeta's blue form. This displays that if he were in Super Saiyan 4, he would be even stronger than the legendary form, since if they are following the logic of previous transformations, the legendary form isn't even stronger than Super Saiyan 3, and Broly himself possesses considerable power in his base form, making any multiplier quite remarkable. Furthermore, during his training on Beerus's planet, the God of Destruction can acknowledge Broly's immense potential, and just as he did with Vegeta, train Broly as well. This would be much straightforward, however, for Broly to use techniques like the Hakai, which demands highly enhanced ki control, capable of using a small amount of energy to cause a massive explosion as demonstrated in the manga. He would first have to undergo Goku's training, similar to how Goku and Vegeta needed to go through various stages to at some point reach Whis' training, and even then they weren't completely ready. So Broly isn't ready yet, but he has the potential to evolve significantly. Many people say that Broly's evolution would be very difficult due to his absence of intelligence, but I don't believe that Broly lacks intelligence. I just believe that he's not sophisticated. In fact, this is because he developed up in a place where he had no one to talk to, and he was basically utilized as an instrument by his father. So he didn't have much opportunity to develop fundamental thinking on his own viewpoints. In fact, even when Chilai established to Broly that his father was completely incorrect, he still wanted to defend his father, showing that to him, it made more sense because that's what he had learned. However, over time he reconsidered, and currently he even had his own sense of self-worth. Prior to, Broly didn't enjoy fighting, but upon witnessing Goku and Vegeta's battle in the movie Dragon Ball Super Superhero, he even managed to cherish the fight, becoming emotional at the conclusion of the battle alongside Lemmo. This shows that all pure-blooded Saiyans certainly possess a great capacity and desire to fight, and Broly is no exception. So enhancing this aspect further, whether by canonizing Super Saiyan 4, which I would find pretty pleasant, and I believe you would too, or through Divine Ki as revealed by Shonen Jump magazine that Broly has aptitude for a Hakaioshin form. It would truly be great to share the spotlight with Goku and Vegeta. There's also Gohan now, with Broly adding to the power of Universe 7's team, making them stronger and more prepared for the universal conflict that might arise in the future. With unexplored universes, they are likely saving this for that, because those universes presumably have characters more mighty than those in Universe 7, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to create powerful characters, but in unexplored universes this becomes easier without necessarily introducing characters from Universe 7 out of nowhere like Granola, who was brought in through a request. But they are postponing the story precisely for this reason, due to the more developed universes at the mortal level arriving, and they should have stronger characters. It will truly be a final saga of Dragon Ball, and it's bound to sell well and generate incredible engagement. Bringing Broly in as a major potential will certainly contribute a lot. Personally, I would prefer him not to develop the Hakaioshin form as Shonen Jump magazine suggests he could, but rather his own ability developing legendary power from that green ki. What is this green ki? And is it a sign of a mutant Saiyan similar to Kale? Given the power he was born with, it's possible that he has a genetic mutation that makes him stronger than normal. However, because he lacks the battle experience of Goku and Vegeta and struggles with control, Broly may find it more difficult to control Divine Ki than other Saiyans. This is because, as we know, part of Broly's power originates from the Uzaru. This could be the first step towards canonizing the transformation that many of you find so amazing, Super Saiyan 4. It would be awesome to introduce Broly to a completely new transformation, in keeping with the Dragon Ball tradition of introducing unique transformations like Alter Ego, Ultra Instinct, and Beast Form. Diversifying things, in my opinion, keeps us interested in the anime and makes everything more unpredictable. You never know what the next transformation will be. Many people criticize Dragon Ball for its transformations, but Dragon Ball is all about transformation. It's part of the fun, but transformation calls for more than just changing hair color. It calls for creativity, and that's exactly what I expect from the franchise going forward. How do you think Broly will be used? Please share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe. Doing so greatly aids in the development of the channel. Also, remember to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the channel that will now appear on the screen. Thank you so much to everyone who stopped by, and I hope to see you again soon.